Superstition versus science, when Feng Shui meets Fortune 500. Imagine this. A multi-million-dollar American CEO is giving a PowerPoint presentation about data-driven decisions. Behind him, the slide reads, "Trust the numbers." Now picture a Chinese CEO across the Pacific, standing silently in his office doorway at 8:08 a.m., waiting for the lucky moment to step in. Because 8 means prosperity. Same business ambition, totally different startup energy. Welcome to the world where spreadsheets meet spirit energy, where stock prices rise and fall with both market trends and the direction of your office desk. This is Superstition versus Science. Feng Shui meets Fortune 500. East meets West in the boardroom. Let's start with the basics. Americans love data. If something can't be quantified, they'll invent a survey, a chart, or a key performance indicator just to measure it. Meanwhile, many Chinese executives love balance. Not just work-life balance, we're talking cosmic balance. The energy flow of a building, the position of a plant, the color of your tie, all of it could determine whether your next product launch succeeds or crashes harder than a crypto coin. An American company might spend millions on AI-driven analytics. A Chinese company might spend that on a top Feng Shui master to decide which way the CEO's chair should face. Both claim to be optimizing performance, just with very different definitions of metrics. The office setup saga. In the US, the open office trend is a badge of innovation. Glass walls, shared tables, beanbags. The vibe is, we're transparent, creative, and definitely not afraid of each other's chewing noises. In China, Feng Shui says your back should never face a door, or else bad energy, and possibly betrayal, will sneak up behind you. So while Silicon Valley managers boast about openness, their Chinese counterparts quietly move desks to block invisible bad luck. There's even a famous Chinese saying, "Ningke xinqi you, buke xinqi wu." Better to believe it's real than risk ignoring it. In other words, if your quarterly report is tanking, maybe it's not your marketing team's fault. Maybe your cactus is pointing in the wrong direction. The power of numbers, and not the financial kind. In America, the most powerful numbers are financial ones. Profit margins, revenue growth, quarterly projections. Hand-drawn animation showing Chinese numbers with personalities. Number 8 wearing a crown and smiling. Number 6 sailing smoothly. Number 4 depicted as a dark, scary figure like Voldemort. In China, numbers have personalities. 8 is lucky. It sounds like getting rich. 6 is smooth sailing. And 4 is the Voldemort of digits, because it sounds like death. Hand-drawn animation showing split screen. American company launching at 4:44 p.m. happily. Chinese company avoiding April 4th with a big X mark. Chinese billionaire looking at calendar with assistant showing WeChat horoscope. That's why you'll never see a Chinese company host its grand opening on April 4th. Meanwhile, Americans will happily launch a product at 4:44 p.m. because to them, that's just symmetry, not spiritual suicide. Once, a Chinese billionaire reportedly delayed his company's IPO by 2 weeks because the date didn't have enough 8s. An American CEO would delay for legal reasons or investor confidence. The Chinese one delayed because his assistant's WeChat horoscope said Mercury was in retrograde. Different worlds, same stress. The lucky office rituals. Let's say you walk into a New York office. The first thing you see, a motivational poster that says, "Work hard, dream big." Americans bring in consultants to improve productivity. American offices hire motivational speakers. Walk into a Shanghai office. A small golden toad with a coin in its mouth staring at you from the reception desk. It's not just decor. It's a wealth symbol guarding the cash flow. Chinese managers invite monks to bless the building before the grand opening. Chinese offices burn incense to motivate the universe. And before you laugh, remember, both sides spend real money on these rituals. One pays for self-help seminars that promise to unlock your inner potential. The other pays for a lucky crystal ball that promises to balance your qi. The outcome? Both employees still feel overworked and underpaid. Data-driven destiny. You might think Chinese superstition and American data obsession are total opposites, but surprisingly, they're starting to blend. In modern China, tech companies have begun creating Feng Shui algorithms. Yes, you heard that right. AI can now simulate energy flow in your office design, complete with 3D models showing how to optimize prosperity. Meanwhile, in the US, big corporations now use behavioral psychology analytics to influence employee performance. Essentially, a scientific version of saying, "Don't sit near the bathroom, it kills morale." So both sides have evolved. The Chinese are turning superstition into science, and the Americans are turning science into superstition, one algorithm at a time. The curse of the CEO office. Every company has its legends. In Silicon Valley, it's about garage startups. In China, it's about cursed offices. There's a famous tale of a Hong Kong company that moved into a shiny new building. Within a year, 3 executives resigned, the stock dropped, and a lightning strike hit the roof. Literally. Employees whispered it was bad feng shui. The main entrance faced directly toward a cemetery. An American firm might respond by calling an insurance company. A Chinese firm? They'd call a monk and an interior designer. They'd install mirrors to reflect the death energy, change the carpet to red for good fortune, and hold a dumpling banquet to feed the spirits. Business recovered, of course, though whether it was due to market correction or mystical intervention remains confidential. Startups and star signs. In the US, a startup founder will proudly say, "We launched based on user research and market demand." In China, a founder might add, "And the astrologer said this month favors fire energy, perfect for a tech brand." Even Chinese investors sometimes check a founder's birth date before signing a deal, not for credit history, but for element compatibility. Imagine an American investor rejecting a startup because the founder's zodiac sign doesn't harmonize with their own. In China, that's not weird, that's risk management. When superstition goes global. Here's the funny twist. Globalization is mixing everything up. American companies expanding into China start hiring feng shui consultants just in case. Chinese companies going global start hosting data analytics boot camps to seem modern. A multinational board meeting might look like this. The American CFO opens with a revenue slide. The Chinese VP adjusts his seat so it faces east. The marketing director lights a candle for luck, hidden behind a coffee cup. And everyone nods, because who wants to jinx the next quarter? It's superstition and science holding hands, awkwardly but effectively. The hidden similarities. At their core, both cultures are trying to control the uncontrollable. For Americans, data gives the illusion of certainty. If we analyze enough numbers, we can predict the future. For the Chinese, feng shui gives the feeling of harmony. If we align our surroundings, the future will flow in our favor. Both are coping mechanisms. One uses spreadsheets, the other compasses, and both occasionally fail. Spectacularly. The great cosmic merger. So where does that leave us? In a modern world where the Fortune 500 meets the Feng Shui 5 elements, companies are learning to embrace both logic and luck. Because deep down, whether you're crunching numbers or rearranging plants, you're just trying to make sense of chaos. Maybe your data model predicts success. Maybe your lucky koi fish does. Either way, you'll probably still blame Mercury if things go wrong. And perhaps that's the real global wisdom here. No matter how advanced or rational we claim to be, humans love a little magic in their money. So next time your office printer jams right before a big meeting, don't panic. Maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe your desk just needs a better energy flow. Or maybe your printer just hates you. Either way, whether it's superstition or science, we're all just trying to survive another Monday, and maybe get rich in the process. If you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe to our channel, The Culture Clash Cafe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new content.